Hey, I'm Courtney Koenig. I'm so happy to be here with you today, coaching you and guiding you how to accelerate your inner boss so that you can have the life, the career, the business that you want. Just a little bit about myself. I'm the founder of Rise to Thrive, where I help bosses globally really take charge of their life, their business, their career through their unique human design, which strengthens and accelerates their journey so that they can become purposeful, powerful, profitable, and really tap into the innate gifts and challenges that no one has ever uncovered before for them. Now, I'm a certified business coach, a human design reader, and in 2011, I co-founded a marketing company with my husband, and together we strategically do marketing for Fortune 500 companies around the world. I live in Dallas with my 4 kids. Well, I have 2 adult daughters. Who one lives in Dallas. She's working and has done and all that and going to school. And I have another daughter in college out in Utah. And then 2 boys at home that are in high school. My husband and I have been married for 25 years. We have 1 doggy and 1 grand dog. So let me know, tell me a bit about yourself in the comments. I want to hear. I'm so excited to get to know you. That's what I love about coaching and mentoring women throughout the world, is that I can link arms with them and I realize how similar we are in our hopes and our fears and our dreams. And I love the tool that human design is, and I'll show you how to utilize that in your own life to make those expansive leaps, those everyday small wins, so that you can become. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I'll coach you on human design on your 5 types. So I want you to make sure you have your chart, or if you do know your type, it's in the top corner, usually on the left. And now I'll onboard you to the Become program and show you how you can really adapt this knowledge and this awareness to everyday use. That's the gap that we see so often, is like, we're like, well, that was cool to learn about myself, or that was awesome, but now what do I do? And I'm the let's do something about it now type of girl. And I know that Angela is as well. And I know that's why you love her. Don't you love her? Isn't she amazing? Because the tools that she's given you guys are just incredible. And I have several times wished I would have had her powerful experiences in my life sooner than when we met like about a year ago. So let me share my screen with you all. And we're going to walk through this. Awesome. Again, any questions, please drop them in the comments or reach out to me afterwards as well. Okay. So here we are. We're going to walk on this journey of becoming. So what is human design? Human design is, it uses your birth information of your date, time, place, and it creates this energy map of your soul. Now, you can think about it like a personality test, right? I love taking personality tests. I love finding out what's all about me. In my family group chat, my husband found another personality test and he's like, hey, everybody take this. I know we've taken lots. I just want to see what makes you me, you know, and how does that interaction correlate with the people in my workplace, my team, and within my family as well, and with my husband too, you know, within our partnerships. So one thing about personality tests is that there's this disconnect, right? There's this kind of X factor as we're taking it that's always been in the back of my mind, and human design resolved this for me. So when I'm taking those personality tests and I get the result, I'm looking through it and I'm like, okay, this is cool. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, during the test, I'm thinking, gosh, I'm hoping I'm answering these questions correctly, you know, or I'm trying to outthink the question, you know, what are they really meaning? You know, what is this really going on? What are they looking for? You know, I don't want to not get what I want out of my personality. So there's that adaptability within personality tests to shift or change the results, right? And you notice that I've taken Strength Finders, which is one of my favorites. And I took it about 10 years ago, and I took it maybe a year or two ago. I had different results. It was interesting. Some of my top ones flipped to become more of my bottom characteristics. And I was like, wow. And I recognize that people can grow and change and adapt. But what I want is I want something concrete. I want my mind to know, hey, this is you. And I don't want any justifications to think, well, maybe, you're not meant to be a leader in this way because you answered the question wrong. Or maybe you're not supposed to be as successful as you thought because when you were taking that personality test, you were had an off day, you were super tired. Do you see how those thoughts work to justify who we really are, who we really can become? Human design takes that X factor out and it uses your birth information, date, time, and place, and then creates this energy map of your soul in which you can use it as a tool to progress and convince your mind, hey, you know what? I am this. Or, hey, I know I have this challenge. This is what I'm going to do to use it as a workaround. It's a beautiful tool. Okay. Here. Now, there are 5 types in human design, and what we're going to focus on together during this work that and this experience that I'm going to give you is we're going to focus on your type. So there's a projector, manifestor, generator, reflector, and manifesting generator. And all I want you to do is hone in on that. Now you can see at the bottom right, there is this chart that it spits out with all these things on it, right? It's like, what the crap is this? But we're not going to worry about all those things in there. The main focus in human design is around your energy type. Now, we'll get to know inner authority, which is how you make decisions. And we'll get to know your personality profile, which is those numbers. But they're all on the top. So when you're looking at your chart, don't get caught up in all these things. I know so often either that's overwhelming or we just feel like we need to learn it all before we can really progress. I don't want you to worry about that, okay? Let me help guide you. Let's link arms together and I'll show you where I want you to look and we'll just take it a step at a time. There's that theory that 1% changes makes all the difference. Now, in Olympics, they do this all the time. And it's so cool that we get to watch the Olympics now and have that part in our life. But the British cycling Olympics cyclists, they did a really good job at this 1% change. What the coach did is he took this team they were really terrible. Like some of the industry wouldn't even sell them their bikes because they didn't want to be associated with the British cycling team. And the coach came in and he said, we're going to do the theory of marginal gains. And this is 1% change over time creates real dynamic change that sticks, that progresses, that helps people to reach their goal. And that's what we want, okay? So allow me to take you through these 1% changes just day and day and day and day. So how can human design help me? You're like, okay, what is this? What can this do for me? What can it help me with? Because that's what I really need to know. You're going to put some time into these changes. And here's what human design is going to do for you to help you as a tool in your life. It's going to, build awareness. It's going to build awareness of who you are. What are your strengths? What are your challenges? How do you make decisions best? What are your kind of red flags? What do you need to look out for? And through that building awareness, you will start to make changes in and of itself. Even just knowing, oftentimes if you've worked with a nutritionist or you've counted calories or whatever you do, the first part of knowing where you are is to know how much am I really eating and track that. Same concept, okay? So that awareness builds a foundation of, okay, here I am, and now I can make strides, and now I can see things that maybe I just kind of brushed off to the side and I didn't worry about, or I was like, well, whatever. It's going to shine a light on those things that will help you to be a powerful boss in your own life and in your career. Now, 2, it creates a guide. It's a guide for you to move to the next level, right? That's why I'm here with you. We're going to link arms and I'm going to show you step by step by step. Hey, you know what? This is a great area to look at for you for today. And I'm going to ask you a question about it. And it's going to be very thought-provoking through this process, because in life, in our careers, in business, we actually know a lot more than we think we do. We actually have all the answers within ourselves. We just need help to take it to the next level. And so this is a guidepost, well, as you're walking along the journey, as you're driving along your life and business journey, it's a signpost to you that's like, hey, you're accelerating, look at that. Or, hey, you know what? Let's look at this and yield to this in a certain way so that you can progress again, okay? And then 3, it aligns with your inner innate power. Now, so oftentimes we hear about, tap into our inner power, like, oh, it's so cool. And it is phenomenal. Part of tapping into our inner power, the real key is deconditioning what do we feel about ourselves. Excuse me. What do we think about ourselves? It's taking those thoughts that are not serving us, that are kind of like red flags, and saying, hey, let's take those out. And it's allowing the strength to come forward. And this whole process of awareness, having signposts, tapping into that inner power, enables the process of becoming. And it's a beautiful thing. In my coaching program, I work with women all over the globe. And I've seen this time and time again as they voice message me, and we'll go into that in a little bit. They voice message me through Voxer. They're sending their messages. There's a powerful trigger within our voice, within giving space, that allows our innate power to shine. And if we know about it, and if we're intentional about it, we can use it for good. And it's a seriously beautiful thing. I've coached many, many women who are just starting out in their career or switching careers, and then they explode and they have said themselves, they have exploded because they knew who they were through their human design, and they knew how to utilize that to get them to the next layer in their life. It's so incredible. Now you might be thinking again, okay, how can I do this from a birth date? Like, that's so weird. It is kind of weird. Just embrace the weirdness, Like, I think that to myself every time. I'm like, how does this all work? I wish I would have had this manual for my kids when they were born, But it's a manual. It's a tool for us to use in our toolbox that promotes that intense inner power from coming forward in multiple, diverse, amazing ways. And I can't wait for you to see it happen in your life. All right. So I'm going to go through these human design types, and then we'll get you onboarded to the program. The program takes like 2 easy steps, so we'll be really fast. But I want to give you an overview of each human design type, and so that you can start digesting this for yourself. Again, it's so helpful if you're on a team to have the team do it. I do corporate training as well. So if you wanted me to come in and do that as well, because how we interact on the team professionally makes a difference, right? How we interact as families makes a difference. So be aware of that as we're talking about this. If this is not your design type, look, is it your spouse or partner? Is it your teammate? And learn about them so that you can engage with them in a more wholehearted, authentic way, in a team way, not just trying to fight each other to like, but working smoothly together. That's just what the beautiful thing about it is, okay? So pros, projectors, and I have a nickname for each of you guys. So pros, you're my projectors. You are a guide, a coach, and a mentor. That's your sweet spot, is guiding people, coaching them and mentoring them. And you just have this innate talent to be able to do so. So when you're in that professional space, look for those ways that you can fulfill that, right? As you're building your business, look for ways that you can tap into that, because your results will go even farther when you do so. You also have a bird's eye view of life and business. And so you can look at this big life scenario and see it from a bird's eye vision and say, okay, if this happened over here, then it leads to this and this and this. That is a talent. A lot of times people can't see that big picture, and you can, so utilize those gifts. You work in new, efficient ways so that you don't need to work all the time. Now, projectors need more rest. Every design type needs rest in one format or another. We need restorative care. Projectors need more, you know, and that can seem as a weakness, but you work efficiently in the pockets of time because you tap into those skill sets so well. And so you don't need all this time to work, you know, like working 60-hour weeks, that's not for you, okay? So be aware of that. And you truly see others' needs. You're really good at seeing what pain point is this person having? What are they going through, either in business or in life or on a project base? So I'm a projector, and I was in a meeting with one of my Fortune 500 clients, and we had been brought in to take over this project because the previous vendor didn't do a very good job. And so we had this big, huge client sitting in front of us. We had our partnership, and they were telling us about what was going on. And it was kind of tense because, you know, you're building these new business relationships and stuff like that. And they want the project to go well. They're spending good money, you know, you want the project to go well. And so I could see that, and I could see different things that were happening physically and on their faces and through the verbal cues that I was getting. And I tapped into that. And what I said next, I don't even remember what I said, but I said this statement, and the whole room relaxed. And after that, they were like, okay, the client was just chill. Our partnership was going, you know, well, and it was a good thing. So utilize those skills like you can see others. And let me remind you that you might be like, oh, I wish I was that, you know, human design type, or I wish I was that. Trust me, when I got projector, I was like, really? Okay. But as I've come to know myself, and I'm like, that dude totally makes sense. I can use those skills to take myself to the next level. MGs, manifesting generators, you have a super powerful workflow. Your workflow is incredible. And you can do all these things and get so much done because you have so much speed in your skills. All of your interest has a skill or lesson to teach you. So you might be feeling like you're bouncing around to things, but they all bring in what you should be learning and what you should know as part of your journey. Do not ever discount the journey. And this is for all design types, but so oftentimes we discount the journey. You know, the journey is what makes the journey great. Okay, so all those interests and skills, you need to know those. You get physically excited. Getting physically excited is kind of your signal that you're going in the right direction. So think about that signpost. You're going in the right direction because you're getting physically excited about the next thing, you know, project-wise, life-wise, career-wise, whatever that is. That excitement is your signpost marker. You're doing the right thing. Sorry, you guys, I'm like getting over allergies. Well, and I had COVID in January, and I'm still struggling, honestly. And I had a bunch of complications. So just, you know, don't mind me. Say yes to what lights you up and to no to what does not, okay? So when we say, you know, yes to things, we also say no to other things, okay? And if, as an MG, if you're saying yes to things that you really don't want to do, don't do it. Create those boundaries. Just because you have the energy to do all this work, because you do, doesn't mean you should. So filter those. Okay, manifestors, you're a natural leader. You are a natural leader. You can take things to the next level. You have this vision. Manifestors are kind of this embodiment of manifesting, right? They just have it within themselves, whereas everybody else has to use tools or create boards. I mean, manifestors can create boards too, let's be honest, but they just have it within themselves. Use that natural vision of gifts to take your career and your life to the next level. You blaze the trails and you get the ball rolling. You got this. So lean into that. That is a super special gift to be able to see that and to take it to the next level. And again, you're here to create waves, different and new ones, and that is okay. So oftentimes manifestors are conditioned to be like, play small, don't talk so much. No one wants to hear your opinion because you always have something to say and it's different. And then we have to do all this work behind it, you know? Who cares, right? Because the best things happen when you share your opinion and you share your vision, because that's the way it needs to go. And you can build a support team around you because, again, like a projector, you don't have all this energy to keep going and going and going. Build that support team around you and work through this vision together and make it even better than it was just with you, okay? And you don't have to do anything to manifest. Again, yeah, it's just harnessed automatically. You just have it within you. That's your gift. Okay. Jen, you create energy when you do things you love. People are magnetized towards you when you do things that you love to do. They can't help but jump in, and you empower this whole source of people around you with your magnetic powering energy. You're just a workforce. You can get things done. Listen to your gut. It should be making the decisions in your life. Like, wouldn't you, isn't that amazing? Like, so oftentimes we allow our mind to make these decisions when in here, in our heart and our gut is where we should be making decisions. They don't make sense, but they're the right thing to do. And that's what promotes success. That's what promotes happiness. That's what promotes the next level in our life and business, is listening to the gut. So make sure you're doing that, okay? And then just like MGs, everything that you're interested in has a skill or lesson to teach you. So follow that. That's your signpost. That's how you know you're getting in the right direction. And do you notice that, how reassuring that is? Like, oh, wow, that's so reassuring that, like, okay, I'm going in the right direction. Because so oftentimes we play mind games with ourselves about going to the next step, right? Do you guys do that? I do that all the time. No, this is trying to eliminate thoughts that are not serving us and to tap into thoughts that serve us more. Okay, so let me tell you guys about the Become program. The Become program is a program that uses daily strategy-based text specifically for your human design type. It shines a light on things that you should be looking at just one step at a time. And then within that text, there's a daily coaching question that you'll respond to via voice message on Voxer. Voxer's a free app. You get that. I'll send you my profile and we'll step into that in just a second, but this is a grand overview. And using your voice creates intense inner power. Again, you have all the answers inside, but we just need to give space to that. Now, when you work, you know, if you've noticed that the voice technology is so prevalent out there and things like that, there's been studies, there's tons and tons of research about how vital it is that when we're doing work on ourselves, that we actually voice it, right? We tell someone we're setting a goal. And then, you know what happens to that goal when we tell someone? There's an 85% chance of more likelihood that you will attain that goal if you tell someone. Okay, so there's that accountability and there's that vocalization from your voice, okay? When you're working with affirmations, people say all the time, and coaches say all the time, and mentors are like, hey, voice your affirmations or record yourself saying the affirmation, because it's going to train your brain even more what it should hold on to. So there's a lot of research about how voice taps into the soul and creates changes within us. And that's what we're doing here. We're being a change maker within ourselves. And you are your best advocate, right? You are always your best advocate for anything. We have to speak our needs. We have to come to the table. We have to vocalize the progress that we're making. And this is how it works. It's amazing. So next is On the 8th of the following month, I will gift you a journal, an e-journal with all your transcribed Voxer messages for you to reread, to celebrate your wins, and reflect on overcoming challenges. Oh my gosh, all the time I get students when I send out their journals on the 8th of the following month, they're like, oh my goodness, I reread this thing and it really touched me so much. And the woman's like, I can't believe I said that. I was like, I know, right? I had another student who was like, hey, I was going through a similar situation that happened last month. And I thought, oh, I have my journal. I'm going to go reread what I said about that last month. She reread it and she's like, oh my goodness, it held the answers. You hold the answers. I just want to facilitate that growth. It's really, okay, so let's get to how do you get on board with Become, It's super easy. Now, you can notice we have US, Canada on the left side. In the middle, we have UK. And on the right side, we have Australia. So we're expanding our countries as well and adding in more countries. But for you guys, this is what you need. You already did step 1, okay? So you're gonna start at step 1. You did that, check, done, okay? Step 2 is download Voxer and look for Courtney Koenig. Now I will send you my profile link so that you can just be in there and just send me a little like, hey, where am I living? This is step 3. Where do you live and where do you want to live, okay? Just so you can practice in that voice messaging. Let me see. So if you see on here, it's this, if you've never used Voxer, okay. Oh, this is the worst. Okay, it is that one, but the little face with the orange behind it, okay? A little hard to see, but you can, when you open up the app, it's gonna look exactly like that number 3. You'll find me in there, and again, I can send you that profile so you can quickly drop in. Just tap on the button. All you do is tap on the button, and you start talking, okay? That's it. Okay, and then I'm gonna get all your Voxer entries right there. So one thing you can do, a little short hack, and I'll send that to you too, but is you can go into settings, and there's preferences. Use pause, play to send, is that it? I don't know. Okay, I will send you a little video because you could tap on the Voxer button. It's kind of like a walkie-talkie. You could tap on it and you could hold it in the talk, but that's annoying. Or you could just tap on it and then talk and then be done. Okay, so I'll send that I have a little screenshot video of that. Super easy, so you can enable that setting. Okay, so step 4 is to text your human design code. So I want you to look at step 4, look off, find your human design, and there's a code there. So projectors, if you're a projector, you would text PRO, P-R-O, to that number according to your country, okay? So now UK has different codes and a different number. Australia has different codes and a different number. Now, when you do that, you're gonna get bounced back or an auto reply of a video about your human design type. So you're gonna watch out for that. Now, go ahead and go through those steps with us. Let's just get you on board super fast. And I can answer any questions we got. Good. Okay, as you're doing that, I'm gonna just tell you a couple things, couple high tips that I recommend. I recommend you do not open the text until you're ready to Voxer, okay? Now, I send the messages early in the morning because some people want to do it early in the morning and some people want to do it at night. You just choose if I don't send it early enough for you because there are some super early people, then save the message and open that message the next day. So you'll be like, you're kind of creating your own schedule with that, okay? Now, if you're like a super, like, I like to do everything all the time, I'm in a Voxer every single day, you can. But I typically love to see students Voxering like 4 to 5 times a week, okay? And you can do all 7 because that's super cool. And I do have students who do all 7. I don't want this to become one more thing for you to do. This whole process of opening the text, reading it, it's gonna be a sentence, And then there's going to be one more sentence with a question. Opening up your Voxer, I want you to tap on me and then just start speaking. That whole process should take 3 minutes, maybe 5 if you want to ponder. You know, put this in your miracle morning, your nurture night, your, midday, whatever. Put it in as your day as a checkpoint to strengthen your inner power. That's what it's meant for. It's meant for you. It's meant to strengthen the inner power, not to be one more thing. You are not one more thing. You are worth the 3 to 5 minutes to tap into that power, to feel more satisfied and aligned in your life. We're going to take you on this journey. You're going to get in your human design car, right? You lift up the hood. Under the hood is your human design type that's driving your car. You're turning on the ignition. You're going to power up that car, and you're going to find that instead of chug, chug, chug along, you're going to start going accelerating. Instead of being stuck in traffic, you're going to find, wow, this feels good. I love this. I love my life. It's turning into something more beautiful than I thought could happen. Power that journey and allow yourself to take a few minutes to do this. When you open up the other hot tip is when you open up your Voxer, if you're like, I don't know, I'm not sure, there's no right answers, okay? No right answers. I'm a no right answers kind of girl. The only thing I want you to hear is your truth, okay? That's all I want to hear is your truth. And I listen to every single message. All my students, probably my most favorite part of the day is to listen to the Voxers. I love them. And I love hearing your voice strengthen over time. So there's no right answer. Now, if you get a text and you're like, I just don't understand this, ask me and I'll give you that feedback. Totally feel, that's what I want you to do. We're in this together. Okay. So take a few minutes every day for yourself. Open up that Voxer and start talking, and you'll be impressed with what comes out of your mouth. And let's work together to help you rise to thrive. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. You guys are the best. I'm so excited to get to know you more. And I'm so excited to start this journey with you today. All right, let's rise to thrive.